People say, it doesn't make sense. He's a billionaire from New York, no less. And everything he sits on is gold. How could he possibly connect with the common man? And yet he keeps winning more of them. Trump got trounced by black voters in 2016, so he brought in some muscle from the West Coast, someone he knows black men love, Kim Kardashian. Should Kamala Harris run for California governor in 2026 after polls show her leading? I'm going to give that a big no. Yeah.
Several times. She should run far, far away.
Yeah, I think Kamala Harris would make a great president of a university.
Back with some fundamental stuff. I say rather articulately.
Bill Maher isn't letting Kamala Harris off the hook. He went in hard on her, ripping apart the way she fumbled the 2024 elections and even drawing sharp parallels to Trump. Maher argued that if Harris has any real shot at winning in the future, she has to face some uncomfortable truths and completely overhaul her playbook. He made it clear that the same old strategy won't cut it, and unless she adapts, she'll stay stuck as a failed candidate. As always, smash that subscribe button, and let's get into it.
Trump runs for office like that kid in 8th grade who ran for school president on a pledge of more snow days. Okay, I was that kid. Now, could I actually make it snow more? No, but elections are won on the margins by a coalition of little things that hit people personally. Trump gets this. He feels your pain in the...
I couldn't agree more with Maher on this point. Whatever you think of Donald Trump, you can't deny he's mastered the art of drawing in every kind of audience. Hardcore conservatives, skeptical moderates, and even some of his fiercest critics. That's not random chance, it's deliberate strategy. Look at the way he managed to thaw critics like Bill Maher and Joe Scarborough, two people who spent years tearing into him, simply by doing something Kamala Harris would never even consider, inviting them to dinner. That's Trump's playbook. He doesn't sulk, he doesn't wall himself off behind excuses. He flips the script and drags his opponents into the same spotlight he thrives in. Even Maher admitted that Trump's unconventional outreach was far more effective than anything Harris ever offered. And that's the uncomfortable truth her team refused to acknowledge.
Kamala ran on democracy, which is the most important issue. But without the political skill to sell it, it added up to nothing. Meanwhile, Trump was running on, I'll make the poop go down. He never shut up about bad shower pressure, shitty light bulbs, and low-flow toilets. Not exactly ask not what your country can do for you, but for some little niche group, it was all that mattered. He's right. It shouldn't take 2 flushes to make my shit go away. That's my guy, YMCA.
Here's where Trump's background as a businessman and marketer gave him a real edge. While most politicians just parrot scripted talking points, Trump had a knack for taking even the dullest campaign message, things Democrats wouldn't go near, and rebranding them into something bold, memorable, and impossible to ignore. He didn't just talk about issues. He sold them like a product, lacing them with drama, spectacle, and urgency. That's why his campaign promises stuck in people's minds whether they admired him or despised him. Kamala Harris, on the other hand, stuck with the conventional approach. She focused on the core issues but couldn't package them in a way that resonated with everyday voters. That's the real gap between the two. Trump turned politics into primetime television, while Harris delivered it like a dry policy seminar.
People say, it doesn't make sense. He's a billionaire from New York, no less. And everything he sits on is gold. How could he possibly connect with the common man? And yet he keeps winning more of them. Trump got trounced by black voters in 2016, so he brought in some muscle from the West Coast, someone he knows black men love, Kim Kardashian.
Trump even knew how to handle celebrities in a way Kamala Harris couldn't come close to replicating. While Harris leaned on Hollywood for recycled cliches and scripted endorsements that rang hollow with everyday Americans, Trump flipped the formula. He didn't just trot out famous faces for cheap applause lines. He folded them into his narrative, using athletes, musicians, and outspoken actors to echo his core messages in plain, relatable language. That gave his ideas a reach far beyond the political bubble. The contrast couldn't have been sharper. Harris's celebrity backing came off as elitist, detached, and more about virtue signaling than persuasion. Trump's, meanwhile, felt organic, even grassroots, because they were seamlessly tied into his brand. And in politics, perception is everything. That's where Trump completely outplayed her.
Together, they passed the First Step Act, which scaled back restrictions on felons, a connection he built on in 2024 by becoming one. And then he pardoned Lil Wayne and pardoned Kodak Black and the CEO of Jay-Z's company and the founder of Death Row Records and the former mayor of Detroit. So it's not surprising that Kanye and Wayne and Chris Brown and Amber Rose and Snoop and DaBaby all talked him up. That last one out of professional courtesy.
Trump's masterstroke with the black community perfectly captured his instincts as a political street fighter. By pardoning some of the community's most iconic music stars and cultural figures, he wasn't just ticking a diversity box, he was making a bold, symbolic play that carried weight far beyond the political arena. It was headline-grabbing, unexpected, and personal in a way that mattered to people. That's what smart politics looks like. Walk straight into the spaces where you're least welcome and pull off a move that forces even your fiercest critics to pause. You don't have to flip the entire group, you just need to chip away at your opponent's base. And that's exactly what Trump did. He didn't pander, he didn't lecture, he delivered something real, wrapped in spectacle. Kamala Harris, despite all her speeches and promises, never managed anything as daring or as effective.
Now, did he win the black vote? Not even close. But he doubled what he got in 2020, and in places like Philly, Detroit, and Milwaukee, that was the difference. And now he's going to do it with pot. Finally, he got around to me.
Since taking office, Trump hasn't slowed down or abandoned the tactics that turned him into a political juggernaut. His latest push to federally legalize marijuana is a bold move ripped straight from the unconventional Trump playbook. And it's not lost on anyone that this is the very issue Bill Maher has been banging the drum on for decades. If Trump pulls it off, he won't just be making history, he'll be winning over an entire subculture of pot enthusiasts, growers, and advocates who never imagined they'd ever nod in approval at him. Even though he's barred from running again in 2028, a move like this locks in his influence and keeps him squarely in the middle of the national conversation. Kamala Harris, meanwhile, offers the opposite picture. Instead of pushing bold, agenda-shifting policies, she's showing up at conferences where she has little authority, delivering the same meandering word salads that leave voters rolling their eyes and tuning out.
Harris would be the first woman president, first black woman president, and first Asian president. But I don't vote for who will be the first. I vote for who will win. And for whatever reason, Harris has never been popular. You can count the number of delegates she won in the 2020 primaries on one hand, as long as that hand has no finger. In 3 years as vice president, she's been quieter than an electric car. Sometimes life isn't fair. It's not fair that she's not popular. She's intelligent and accomplished, and in fact was put in charge of the border. And look at how, okay, bad example.